Have you guys felt a reverberation or like a disturbance? It's pretty forceful. You know, I was hearing it a lot today. I heard a few like this.
Star Wars! Star Wars! Star Wars! Star Wars!
Good evening, true believers. My name is Raul. I am with Cosplay Fame. Tonight we're going to do a new feature called NerdSpot with Cosplay Fame. What NerdSpot is basically going to do, we're going to focus primarily on one specific topic or a spot focus on one specific theme. And clearly you can see this theme is very prominent here. Today, of course, we're going to be talking about Star Wars, specifically all the new happenings and news that's coming out about the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, which came out tonight. The trailer and the beta testing for Battlefront, of course, which has been coming out the past month or weeks. And lastly, Kathleen Kennedy, one of the producers, has leaked some information. And also there's some news about things that are going on tonight that some of you may not know about. So without further ado, let's start NerdSpot with Cosplay Fame. Tonight we have the release of the Force Awakens trailers, which we'll get to later with spoilers, so I am warning you preemptively. If you do not want to hear any spoilers about the Force Awakens last trailer, the longest trailer, then you'll probably want to continue on through this video, or you want to continue on to this video to the very end. I will give a warning to state that those spoilers are coming, okay? But first, let's talk about the preliminary news that we heard over this month. We've gotten the beta testing for Star Wars Battlefront, EA Games, of course, making it. We also have this week, or the past 2 weeks, we've seen the trailer release for the Star Wars Battlefront game, which focuses on two friends and then kind of growing up with Star Wars themes surrounding their lives. And then now that they've grown older, they've grown distant, but Star Wars Battlefront has seemed to rejoin this friendship. It is a great trailer overall. I will tell you, it's one of the better game trailers I've seen in many, many years. A lot of people argue about what's a better game trailer, maybe like God of War, but this is clearly one of the best game trailers that has been mass released to the audience, and it's really superb. The beta testing I've heard has been amazing. There's actually been really funny clips about the Battle of Hoth and Luke Skywalker. Of course, I would suggest for you to check that out through YouTube. It is definitely going to be a massive launch and probably one of the best games of this year. Many people reported that. On to the next piece of news. Kathleen Kennedy, one of the producers for Star Wars and Lucasfilms in general, has announced that one of the Star Wars anthology movies, or one of Star Wars movies in general, is going to have a female director. This is very interesting. I mean, Disney is always a forward-thinking company. We've seen them being progressive, not only in their animation studios with Pixar and their Disney animation studios, but we've seen it throughout their shows, basically throughout their progression as a company. As far as a female director that Kathleen has said will come into the Star Wars frame, we don't know exactly who it will be. We have a few assumptions. There are some really great directors out there, like Michelle MacLaren, who's been directing Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. I believe she also directed a few episodes of Walking Dead. Really great director. Of course, those are all shows, but they're all having to do with the same level of a big ensemble cast, a large budget. She seems like a prime candidate to do it. The other option, of course, is Kathleen Bigelow. Miss Bigelow is famous for Hurt Locker, Point Break, Zero Dark 30, K-19, The Widowmaker, mostly military-themed movies. It could fit into, like, for example, some of the anthology movies we've seen recently that they're thinking about releasing. One being about stealing the plans from the Death Star. We don't know exactly how much further we're going to get into that, but those are two really good options that they can make for a director of this series, or they can go with someone totally out of the box. The one thing Disney has shown through their Marvel Studios and through the coming projects with Star Wars is that they're not afraid to pick up new directors with a new perspective, a new direction for these films. Which brings me to my last point. Again, if you do not want any spoilers at all for the Star Wars Awakens trailer, you must leave now. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, so the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, the longest trailer that has come out, the last trailer that will come out for this movie. I will tell you it was superb. It was a great opening. You can clearly see that the focus of this movie, or at least of these trailers, have shown that the focus of the movie is going to be titled the three main characters. Much like the original Star Wars, much like New Hope, where you mostly focused on Han, Leia, and Luke, it seems that we're going to be focusing on Poe, played by Oscar Isaacs, Rey, I do not know the lady's name unfortunately, and John Boyega, of course, playing Finn. And we can see that they all come from different aspects. It seems like Rey is an outsider who was working, looks like on Tatooine or another desert planet. She is clearly in the opening scenes of this trailer working inside of a Star Destroyer, a derelict Star Destroyer, picking out parts. She's with BB-8, who I'm guessing is going to be this generation's R2-D2, which is pretty awesome. By the way, if any of you are wondering, that BB-8 is totally animatronic. That is no CGI. That is a real moving ball with a real head on top of it. They, I guess, use magnets. It's amazing. They have videos about it online. Really suggest you look into it. So we also see, again, John Boyega's character Finn. We see him having this struggle, this internal struggle, being a stormtrooper, and now apparently also ending up on this sand planet where Finn's located. And Poe, we see, is of course a star pilot, one of the X-Wing pilots, which, by the way, the X-Wings look amazing. They look really solid. It's something I really appreciate about these movies so far. I mean, these trailers so far. We see that Poe does get captured somehow by Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is being played by Adam Driver. We really do not know anything about the background of Kylo Ren, but we assume that with all the four of these main characters, we have some feeling that they are tied in with the Skywalker family, being Luke and Leia, and of course, outside-wise, a Han. That they're all tied in somewhat with those Skywalker family. Finn, John Boyega's character, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver's character, both using lightsabers. We both see him about to go into a battle. By the way, in that battle, you can clearly see that the helmet is off Adam Driver's character, Kylo Ren. You can see Adam Driver's known for his long black hair. You can see that is there in that scene. It's very interesting. We also see and hear words from Captain Phasma, which is being played by a lady who plays also Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones. Very tall lady, very intimidating. Really love the costume, really love the outfit of this just gigantic stormtrooper with a silver coating. It's amazing. We see, of course, Chewbacca. We see a kind of mech creature that when they're walking through some type of flag area with a lot of banners and flags, we see a mech creature on the side. It seems that we're going to be exploring new planets. One thing that this trailer clearly showed is Kylo Ren motivations seem to be in line with the dark side, and you can clearly see him giving like some type of homage to Darth Vader's helmet. Of course, it's obvious pretty much to everyone that Kylo Ren is a dark side character. If you go through any type of anthology or any type of history of Jedis and Siths, you can tell that Siths usually carry red swords. There's not really a middle line to that. There's not really, oh, there are Jedis that are carry red swords. No. The red lightsaber is clearly a dark side pick, a Sith pick. So it's interesting seeing a new Sith out there. We don't know how powerful he is, of course. We don't know how powerful any of these people are as far as Jedi powers. But this seems like this is going to definitely be a great space opera. It definitely seems that there are going to be amazing dogfights in this movie. You're going to see a lot of TIE Fighter X-Wing action, which we're missing in the prequels, of course. I would say also this week we had a poster release. The poster showing, again, the split of like the dark side, which looks to be Kylo Ren's character, and the rest being Finn, Rey, and Poe in the middle. Big thing that has not come up about the trailer or the poster is that we still have not seen Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill's character, of course. We have not seen him in any of it, which is kind of has some people questioning what's the motivation of Luke Skywalker's character, what's going on with Luke Skywalker's character. It's interesting that we still have not even the poster or in the trailer have we seen anything with Luke Skywalker with Mark Hamill's character. Who's heavily featured in these trailers and who's heavily featured in the poster is definitely Han Solo. Of course, Harrison Ford. Now, there has been some information released, I don't know if how true or valid it is or not, that Harrison Ford is going to stick around for following episodes. We really don't know. It was long rumored that Harrison Ford was going to do episode 7 and somehow Han Solo was going to be killed off in episode 7. But those rumors don't seem to be falling to fruition. We really don't know what the plot lines are for this movie. We can tell you is that cinematically it looks beautiful. You can definitely tell that J.J. Abrams definitely has a different perspective than George Lucas. It doesn't mean that the direction is different. It means that the perspective is different. You definitely feel with especially Rey's character's awe of walking into new worlds, seeing TIE fighters fly overhead. It's very humanizing. While the prequels, you didn't feel that way. You felt more like a drama and opera. This one makes you feel a little more grounded, a little more humanized. You can see that there's going to definitely be a lot of long pan shots. Hopefully not screen flares, which is a thing of J.J. Abrams. But it definitely shows a different perspective and something a lot very refreshing for us Star Wars fans. How do you guys feel? You can tell us in the comments below.
We forgot to mention that Star Wars tickets went on sale last night. Want to grab your Star Wars ticket? This will be the time right now. Try to get your Star Wars tickets as soon as possible, guys. These seats will run out.
Which song is your favorite? Is it the Empire Strikes Back song? Is it the classic entrance song? What's your favorite song? Let us know. We really want to know. I'm sorry we haven't done any cosplay talk with cosplay fans recently. We are very busy right now. We're actually planning a day of 3 comic book conventions in 2 days, which is exhausting. I will let you guys know ahead of time what we were planning on doing. Again, keep submitting your cosplays. We really enjoy them. Again, send it to cosplayfame@gmail.com, or you can send it to the Instagram through direct messaging at cosplayfame. We do appreciate that you guys send us and tag us in your photos, but it does not help us. The best way to get featured on Cosplay Fame's pages is to either email us with a very detailed description, or to send us a message again with a very detailed description. If you just tag us, we really don't know who, for example, is the cosplayer. Even though you could be tagging us through your page, we don't know who is the cosplayer. And it also makes it more difficult for us to single out your page, or to single out your photo and to feature it. So we really recommend either emailing us or direct messaging it to us. May the force be with you. Have a good night, guys. Bye.